Now initiating the Foundation Public Awareness Protocol Procedure 111 Alpha. All materials viewed from this point forward are to be treated as legitimate explanations of the Foundation's existence as a fictional organization contained within a creative writing website. Any evidence of tampering on behalf of Foundation E-Class personnel or otherwise will result in expulsion from the Foundation Public Awareness Protocol and subsequent administration of Class A amnestics. Any instance of publicly available material suggesting or implying the Foundation's true existence is to be immediately reported to the Public Awareness Committee, and all associated personnel are to be immediately treated for possible cognitohazard exposure. Failure to do so will result in expulsion from the Foundation Public Awareness Protocol and subsequent administration of Class A amnestics. Addendum 111 Alpha 1. It is imperative that the public continue to view the Foundation and the articles found on the Foundation website as works of fiction and under no circumstances are to be made aware of its true existence. You are the Foundation's first line of defense against a broken masquerade scenario. 05-1 to the Public Awareness Committee.
The SCP Foundation. Secure, contain, protect. While it probably needs no introduction, for those who don't know, the SCP Foundation is a global organization tasked with finding, securing, and containing supernatural creatures, items, or phenomena that could pose a threat to humanity. With over 5,000 unique cataloged items called SCPs, the Foundation is humanity's frontline defense against supernatural forces, extra-dimensional demons, and sometimes, even itself. In reality, the SCP Foundation is one gigantic Creative Commons writing project compiled together with the help of countless authors from all across the web. On the SCP Wiki, anomalous items are cataloged from entry 001 to over 5,000 at the time of writing. And while there's plenty of creativity on display on the written side of SCP, I would say the same could be said for the visual side on YouTube. Countless high-quality videos and entire channels have come up in recent years to add to the enormous library of SCP content, and that includes actual high-production films. SCP-096, Dollhouse, and Overlord are incredible projects that have been made by independent creators based on the lore pulled directly from the Foundation website, and are on par with Hollywood productions in terms of writing, direction, and overall quality. James T. Clement is an independent filmmaker from North Carolina who has had an off-and-on career in film and television for almost 30 years, and is currently in the process of producing his own SCP short film in Huntsville, Alabama, SCP Keter. Jim has worked extensively in film, working in the art department on films like Hunger and Drowning, to playing Randy Cox in the movie Snakeskin.
I think he doesn't give himself enough credit, to be honest. He has a vision, and he's really good at telling you what that vision is and going for it, and he's not afraid to adjust if he needs to adjust.
Oh man, Jim, wow, he's a beast, man. I mean, he's an overall stand-up guy, but I mean, he makes us work for our efforts. But in his defense, he does the same. He puts 110% in everything he does, and he makes trash look like treasure. So I mean, I'm always grateful to work with him.
He really puts a lot of effort into his films. I mean, I know he's working as hard, but he's really out here doing just as much to get the shots the way he wants.
He is a producer as well, producing films such as the sci-fi neo-noir film Tommy Gun.
We're being herded.
Herded? Herded where?
And an entire slasher trilogy called Sting of the Viper.
We've had nearly 10 deaths and 2 missing persons in the last 40 hours.
You will know in that moment.
We can handle this, Will.
The feds disagree.
It's your time to know.
See in hell.
No one can hear you when you scream.
Then I will claim my throne.
I'll link these in the description below so you can take a look at them. However, by far Jim's most impressive skill is his ability to build some of the most incredible and lifelike sets I've ever seen.
I am very passionate about production design. I love it. And what I do for a living, like my real job, my day job, is along the lines of carpentry and stuff. It's just something I really enjoy doing. As far as lighting, yeah, I'm a big fan of, they always talk about painting with light. I'm sure you've heard that. I like to paint with shadow.
From morgues to a spaceship to a Chinook helicopter, there doesn't seem to be a limit to what Jim Clement can create. SCP Keter, much like many other SCP films, follows a Foundation mobile task force in their effort to secure and contain a dangerous new SCP, as well as protect civilians and each other from this deadly anomalous creature.
So this is going to be a raid sanctioned by the SCP Foundation on a farm where a murder has taken place. And the situation with the murder is so strange that the SCP Foundation steps in to investigate it.
My name is Julian Rojas, and I play Virgil Verlice. I'm the MTF 001 team leader. He's a little bit of stoic and a lot of passion. I mean, he believes in what he's doing, he believes in his team, and he cares about him genuinely.
I am Corie Burns, and I play the role of Collymoore in the film. He's basically the medic/intelligence guy. During times, you'll see him either, carrying his med bag or pulling out some sort of device to take a look at something on the ground in the film. So.
My name is Gabrielle Wood. I use she/her. I play Jones in SCP Keter. Jones is some researcher that they were just like, hey, you, come on, here's a gun.
My name's Tom Hagle, and I play a character called Whomper, a seasoned, military kind of guy who is part of this special team that goes in and examines weird anomalies and tries to capture them or eradicate them.
My name is Mark Holmes, and I play a character called Puck. He's more of a veteran of this particular team that's gone out on multiple missions. And so my job is basically to playing with the rookie and messing with the old guys at the same time. I'm kind of in the mid-tier.
I'm Dan Chaney. I play Roderick, which is kind of a hard-ass character. I didn't know anything about SCP type stuff until Jim was talking about it, sent me the script, and we always go back and forth on each other, and I give him my opinion or advice or whatever. I've worked with him so long, I've been in front of him behind the camera for the past 30 years, so I'm kind of like his right-hand man. He comes to me for all of it, anything,
My name is Tia, and I'm kind of just an assistant. And I'm usually just kind of the person that makes sure that everybody's getting water, and if you need a costume fix, if you need your makeup done, basically anything they need, I do.
The word Keter refers to the SCP Foundation Object Classification System, which is used to help catalog every SCP object in the Foundation database. Safe refers to items that can be contained within conventional means, like a box or a safe, and nothing in turn will happen when the object is left alone. Euclid items make up the most common SCPs. If left alone or to its own devices, it has the chance of escaping and possibly causing harm to humanity, and needs special containment procedures to keep it contained at all times. Keter class items, on the other hand, are different. They refer to entities that are not only difficult to contain, but also pose a direct threat to humanity and actively must be contained at all times. Keter class SCPs are among the most dangerous, and because of this, they require extreme measures to secure, contain, and protect humanity from them. Enter the Mobile Task Force. In cases of extreme anomalous activity, the Foundation employs its own paramilitary units, or MTFs, to serve on the front lines of its missions. These MTF units are tasked with extracting, navigating, and engaging anomalous creatures, environments, and otherwise. They're armed with state-of-the-art weaponry and equipment used to fight supernatural threats.
What I can say about this project is that it's very important to me to get the MTF aspect of it correct, the paramilitary part of it, as best as I possibly can. I'm actually former Army intelligence, so I got a little bit of an idea about how that sort of stuff kind of works.
I'm interested to see this new SCP they've created for the film. It looks like they've decided to do it entirely with practical effects, which I can't help but applaud.
Our creature really, the shadows follow him everywhere he goes, or it, if you will. You never see the total picture of what this thing is because the shadows move with him.
We have about 3 different forms of this monster. You know, we've got a puppet, and then we've got a man in a suit version, and then some other stuff going on as well. So,
one thing that I find interesting is the point of view Jim seems to want to take in this film. Most of the SCP Foundation stories are written as dark, cynical, and oftentimes bleak scenarios. Typically, you see the deepest, darkest parts of humanity displayed through stories of horror and death from beyond our comprehension.
Coleman, you see something?
Shit! The monsters are not only monstrous, but seemingly unstoppable most of the time, and the victories of humanity are few and far between. And when the SCP Foundation does succeed, they never walk away without blood on their hands. They are perfectly willing to kill imprisoned human beings called D-Class personnel to test the effects of new SCPs. They are happy to uproot homes, imprison civilians, and overturn governments of small nations, all in the pursuit of the greater good. Why does that sound so familiar? And the bitch of it is, most of the time, they're completely justified in their actions, as anything less would mean, at times, certain doom for the human race. They are the necessary evil, and while they're definitely on the side of humanity, no one would ever call them the good guys.
Duh.
No one at least, except for those who would pledge their life to the Foundation through the capture and engagement of the monsters that threaten humanity. See, here's my thought. The opening text for the trailer of SCP Keter reads, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." Jim seems to want to tell a story of camaraderie, honor, and even show a clear battle between good and evil, which is incredibly rare for the SCP Foundation. I can see this playing out one of 2 ways throughout the film. First, the film will frame the Foundation and its mission in a mostly positive light, with the MTF focused on the task at hand and sticking to protocol. It could follow a very man versus nature storyline similar to the Predator films, where the conflict is very external and doesn't extend past the promise of the film's premise.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
The MTF will meet a challenge in the form of a new SCP that they will have to overcome by the end. Or die! This could be a pretty refreshing take on an SCP story, where the wits of the characters create a win condition for the problem in front of them. In other words, even though they're outclassed and outgunned, they can still defeat this creature, provided that they work together. Now, if you're a fan of the SCP stories, what I just described may sound like sacrilege to you. After all, SCPs are built on creating a sense of cosmic horror in the reader, making us feel very small and insignificant. The feeling of hopelessness is very real in the SCP universe, and frankly, a story about the strength of humanity in the face of adversity does, on the surface, seem to run counterintuitive to that. However, where this could get interesting is in the second way I see the story playing out. See, another thing that the Foundation seems all too keen to do when facing a new SCP entity is to send in expendable, compliant soldiers to either contain the anomaly or simply die so another MTF can be sent in behind them.
Oh no, that minion died. Could you go fix that? We'll continue this conversation never.
I can definitely see Jim playing up the Foundation this way in the film, as it would mirror the real-life experiences of any soldier sent to follow orders by an uncaring and cold commanding force. It would be something to see the MTF unit lose faith in the Foundation they serve, but instead of giving up when faced with the true monster, they rise to the occasion to stop the threat anyway. Not because they're following orders, but because it's simply the right thing to do. In the end, Jim is going to tell his story, and I for one look forward to seeing where he takes it, no matter how it plays out in the end. I hope that Jim can fully realize his vision for the film, and he continues to make films long after SCP Keter is finished. If you haven't already, subscribe to James T. Clement, and make sure to check out his projects in the description below. Thanks for watching, and if you have an independent film that you're working on or would like to have covered on an episode of Spotlights, please reach out to me on our website at www.doornumber3films.com. Peace out, guys.